It's officially carnival season, which means it's time for parades, fun, and lots of good food. Chefs Trey Smith and Blake Aguilar with St. Germain join us now to show us how to make a set it and forget it pork chop with cabbage. Good morning, fellas.
Hey,
how y'all doing?
good morning, Rob. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for this one. Look, you guys made some really delicious shrimp in the last hour, and now you're making pork chops. I mean, you're coming in with some hits. It's hard not to love, right?
This is a fun, easy one, man. This one's a set it and forget it for the house.
Okay, all right, cool. So teaching some folks at home how to make this one. So some nice, looks like thinly sliced pork chops, right? You got them seasoned up.
Yep, Blake's going to sear those over there. You can kind of season them with whatever you want. Blake can tell you what he seasoned those with.
So these are done with just like a basic Creole spice that we make.
Okay.
You know, cayenne, allspice, paprika, salt, garlic powder, onion powder, you know, just those little base flavors.
Okay.
A little bit of sugar to get the caramelization going. So yeah, this is like something that's a set it and forget it, you know, something good for the parade route so you can like put it in the oven, leave, come back, it's ready. So we sear these pretty good, and there's like a magic that happens whenever you flip it and add your caramelized onions to it, and then the caramelized onions toasting with the paprika, like just has this really, really, really good flavor.
Yeah, no, I like the magic that happens when you flip it. We're ready for that magic.
What's neat about this dish is it really is the best when it's done the simple way.
Right.
We've tried so many things at the restaurant, adding garlic, adding different things, caramelizing the cabbage ahead of time, but this is something Blake made it just like his mom, and we tried to reinvent it a few times, and we found that the original way was just the best.
Yeah, the family recipe is certainly the one that people will love, that's for sure. So you got it going here.
So I'm layering this cabbage in here.
That's what I'm asking, right? So you've got that cabbage kind of ripped apart. You're putting those onions in there, right?
And then he goes in with the pork chops, and you'd think you would want to do more with the cabbage, season it, cook it in some way. But again, not to just reiterate the word magic, but something happens when you put these pork chops in there, and that kind of flavor from the pork gets into the cabbage, and it like steams just as much as it bakes. And you basically just layer it like this, and that is it.
And Chef, you just kind of toasted those, I guess seared the chops off on either side for just a couple of seconds, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting a little bit of a cook in them, but you got to leave some room because you're throwing them in
Exactly. So this will cook for, say, 2 hours slowly. It depends on the bigger batch. Like sometimes at the restaurant, we'll do like a giant pot. So,
but the thing with these is you would want to caramelize those onions in the pan that he was searing the pork, but it's kind of a low and slow process with it, so we decided to do that ahead of time.
Right, you guys came in 2 hours early to make all this happen, right?
But it's crazy. About to show you this. Typically, you would just serve this over rice. At the restaurant, we like to use koshikari rice, a little Japanese rice.
Okay.
Of course, Blake, his mom would do it with your classic Louisiana rice, but we just like a little bit different texture and kind of more air stays in that rice. It's like a little bit lighter like that.
Okay.
And then you basically just have these layers of this like spicy cabbage. It all kind of melts together, and the pork chops kind of braise like this. And it's just unreal how much depth you get. And
that's gorgeous.
And really,
you got a good one there, Blake?
Oh yeah, and adding garlic or anything like that, it's like it wouldn't be wrong, but for whatever reason, keeping it that simple is the absolute best.
Yeah, moms know best, that's for sure.
I've tried to manipulate it as many times, just to kind of, like try to make it high-end fine dining, but it's always better if we just do it like this and then try to elevate the presentation.
I mean,
and
if it's
like
good,
that.
right, it's fine and it's on its own right, so fine dining.
So
and
try this out.
Love this, love getting served right here in the Fox 8 kitchen. So while I take a bite of this delicious looking meal here, tell me where can folks find St. Germain if they want to come in and eat and try all this delicious stuff?
So we're on St. Claude, right across the street from Saturn Bar in the Bywater. And we do a little 10-course tasting menu. And sometimes you'll find this as a little side item, where we'll just do a little side dish of the rice with that on there. You wouldn't expect to find that in fine dining, but we like it.
This is really good. And you should count yourself lucky if you get to find this one on there, because I'm going in for seconds. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. I hope so many folks come out and try those dishes because they're simple, they're elevated, they're good, they're just great food. All right?
Thank you,
guys. Thanks so much.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
Time now to